Colleen Ballinger wasn't the only one who returned back to YouTube this past week, as Acacia Brinley also decided to come back to the platform after some time away. Acacia used to be very much online, posting since she was a teenager, and then over time she became a mommy vlogger. She's been pretty controversial over the years, and all the controversy led her to taking most of 2022 off from posting. But she did end up returning to posting and decided to completely wipe everything from her Instagram and start all over, and she deleted a majority of her YouTube videos as well. Now, when she came back, Acacia revealed that she was no longer married and said that she was keeping her kids offline going forward. She didn't want anyone to see not even one part of their life anymore.
Listen to me very carefully. If you don't see anything about my kids, that means I'm doing a terrific job. I love hearing that. I love it. That means you don't get an ounce, you don't get a sliver, you don't even get to see the tiniest, littlest part, because I don't want you to. So, that means I'm winning. Thanks for reminding me. I love it. Again, I've talked about it before, but what I put on the internet is what I'm allowing people to criticize, and therefore, a drawing in the background, you can't criticize it. Their clothing, can't criticize it. My custody schedule, you can't criticize it. So it's not on the internet.
Acacia has mostly just been active on Instagram and has only posted one video on YouTube this year, and that was back in March. So people assumed that she was probably done with this platform, but she decided to come back this past weekend in a new vlog titled Day in My Life, P.S. It's nice to see you again. And honestly, I'm surprised she came back and also opened up about stuff, because last time we talked about her, things weren't looking too good. Back in July, a video surfaced of her at the park with her kids. The person filming didn't even know of Acacia and was just filming for the pure fact that there was a freaking baby on top of a car and no parent seemingly around. The video went around and photos surfaced confirming it was Acacia at the park that day and these were her kids. I saw on Twitter that someone had posted to Reddit in the Eugene, Oregon thread saying, "Is this the new norm for Gen Z moms?" The entire post read, "My friend was at a park playing with her kids and she sent me a snap of some kid climbing on top of a van while his mom had walked off into the woods and left her 3 kids alone. She felt so bad for the kids since I guess the mom just laid on a blanket the whole time taking selfies and ignoring her kids, calling her to come play. Is this what our society has come to? I'm just appalled. She said the kids looked dirty and the little boy had a full diaper with no pants on. I guess when the mom left and walked off into the woods, she didn't say a word to any of the kids and left her baby on the blanket, which was close to the road. That's when the little boy climbed on top of the van and the oldest little girl ran into the woods to get her mom. After the mom ripped the little boy off the roof roughly, she went straight back to being on her phone, ignoring the kids. Has anyone else witnessed like this? Makes me think Gen Alpha is screwed." More was included in the post, like photos of Acacia actually with her kids and then her kind of leaving her on the blanket there alone. She did end up later posting on TikTok addressing the situation, as there were so many people speaking about it and she clearly had to say something.
I had mentioned on my Instagram that I've been dealing with domestic abuse and domestic violence for several years now, but since my separation, it has gotten progressively worse. That week specifically when the video was filmed was probably one of the worst weeks of my life. I had asked for help from people in my life over and over. Nobody was helping. I was doing it all alone, and I had said that so many times that I was in an unsafe environment and nobody was listening. So in that video, I had stepped away, had a little cry at the edge of the tree line where I could see all 3 of my children, and then I noticed Callie started going for the car, and that's when I started walking back. Nobody was not being watched. I was not like gallivanting around a forest taking selfies or anything like that. It was just a really hard week. Since that video, which is about 4 weeks old, I knew I could no longer rely on the people close to me, and so I have reached out for help through other avenues. I am working closely with a social worker Department of Human Services. If you don't know what DHS is, it's basically like CPS, but I've been working very closely with her to get help, and she has been the most supportive person in my life recently.
But people have still felt uneasy about all of this and about Acacia, which is why she's kind of kept her distance from social media. But she is back now and talking about some of the things that have happened in her life for viewers who weren't aware, and giving some more insight to how things have been.
I have 50-50 custody with my ex, and it tears me apart. It tears me apart that I only have my kids for half of their life. But that is the life that we're currently living. And so I'm doing my best to cope. At first it was awful and I hated it. I'm getting better at it. But then I do have I just try to distract myself, honestly. And for a while on my time off, I would fly to Los Angeles, which is where I'm from, and I would see like all of my friends, and that helped so much. But I mostly only did that because I was housing my old partner, and so it was best for me to just kind of leave. But that is no longer happening, so I don't leave to California as much as I used to. But I do have a place in LA. I'm really filling you guys in now. No, I do rent a room in LA, and that will always be there if I do ever need to leave. Just like a safe place for me to go. I can show you guys my room next time I go. I'm still setting it all up, but I'll take you with me next time.
I honestly think she's choosing to share this info just based on the fact that a lot of people for a while there were commenting on her Instagram, wondering where her kids were, because there's not a trace of them in any of the photos. And I talked about this before, how it's interesting that she got so much hate for posting them, but also when she stopped posting them, she also got hate. And I know it's just out of pure like concern, because a lot of people are concerned about the kids, just given all of the controversial stuff that's gone on and all of the things that she's been called out for. But I definitely do think that she chose to address that, you know, she is away and she goes on trips and she is in LA because she doesn't always have her kids with her. And she's probably tired of people saying that she's abandoned her kids and things like that, since that's what a lot of the comments are like on her Instagram. And even though she said earlier this year that she wasn't going to be talking about the custody schedule and anything to do with her children, I think she did choose to like kind of come back to YouTube and address it slightly so people will kind of stop commenting those things. But I think people are going to think what they want about her regardless, just given everything that's happened over the years. But that is what Acacia had to say in this return video. It's clearly been a roller coaster of events and just a lot over time with her. Just a lot of explaining that she's had to do, people wanting her to address stuff, times where she's been on and off social media. It's certainly been a lot, but it seems like no matter what, she's always going to come back, and she is always going to have something to say about something that people are saying about her online, because during her time away, right when she came back, she was trying to shut down a lot of the things that were being said about her as a mom. She was mostly addressing this stuff on TikTok though. Different times that people have felt like she wasn't there for her kids or she was ignoring her kids. She had tried to defend herself on several different occasions when things like that were being brought up. I just can't believe that the last video that we saw from her was that video at the park, which was honestly just such a scary video. And I didn't think that she was really going to be posting on YouTube, honestly, ever again, maybe, since she deleted everything. Like, she wiped her entire YouTube. It just felt like she was done with it, but I guess not. But I want to know if you guys have followed along and seen what's gone on with her over the years in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about her return. The fact that everyone seems to be coming back to YouTube this week. Even Emma Chamberlain. Like, Emma is not really controversial and she's not really ever in drama. And, like, you know, she's very different than like Acacia and Colleen. But it's just so crazy that everyone who hasn't posted in a very long time decided to post this weekend. Like, I saw them all post at the same time, basically, and I was just like, what's going on? Like, what is in the air? But everyone decided to come back. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.